What is his life now? What is his life now? Where is he going to go? What other country can he stream in? If you are only happy in Europe or America or Canada, and you only like that there, say, do not come to the country and then complain about the rules.
I banned refugees from Syria. I banned refugees from Somalia. Very dangerous places, and from all.
Johnny Somali might actually lose his American citizenship. Yes, you heard that right. What sounded like just wild rumors at first is now being confirmed by multiple outlets, and it's shaking up the internet. American immigration officials are cracking down harder than ever on people who use their U.S. passport or green card, then travel abroad, stirring up chaos, harassing locals, and getting themselves arrested. Officials are calling it a major embarrassment for the embassy, and they don't want that stain on the U.S. name anymore. The shocking part, this isn't even the first case. Remember Vitaly Kai? He found himself trapped when both the American and Russian embassies refused to step in for him, while Philippine authorities tried again and again to deport him back to the States. And now it looks like U.S. officials are taking things way more seriously, digging into not just Johnny Somali, but also other creators they claim are spreading anti-U.S. propaganda.
Me, I'm stuck. I'm an American citizen. I know the State Department, they talked to the Romanians. They got Andrew Tate and they got Tristan Tate out of lockup and travel ban in Romania.
Or dragging America's reputation through the mud. Some of them are already facing serious prison time abroad, and the U.S. is basically washing its hands of them. So, what does this mean for Johnny Somali? You might think he'd just finish his prison term in South Korea and then hop on a plane back to the U.S. Not anymore. Reports say American officials are already moving to block his return completely. This is no longer about just serving time overseas. It's about whether he'll even be recognized as an American citizen when this is all said and done. One headline bluntly stated, Johnny Somali faces potential loss of U.S. citizenship and escalating legal trouble abroad. Another news clip read, an American passport can't save Johnny Somali. His U.S. citizenship is officially at risk. This is no longer speculation. This is real, and the consequences could be permanent. And if you caught my last video, you know I already laid out proof. Legal analysis, documents, and expert breakdowns showing how South Korean immigration has the power to stack even more charges against him. Johnny Somali didn't just mess up once. He broke immigration and foreigner laws over and over again. And now we're finally seeing how deep the consequences can go.
Arrest.
For what?
No.
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 No?
I have I'm Vigo, American.
I know.
I'm from America.
You arrested.
I don't care. Do it.
You arrested.
Do it then. Do it then. Call the police then. For what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
The American embassy and immigration officials have already been tightening the screws on foreign workers with shady visa issues, and the crackdown is only getting harsher. America wants to show the world it's not going to tolerate people abusing their passports or playing games with visas anymore. And here's the update. It's not just Johnny Somali. Reports are surfacing that other American streamers, even those holding legit passports and visas, have been dragged into custody abroad for reckless stunts and disrespectful behavior. Embassies are tired of cleaning up their mess, and immigration officers are treating these cases like national embarrassments. But make no mistake, after Vitaly's downfall, Johnny Somali is target number one. The desperation is showing too.
Johnny Somali left Korea! CCP out!
Johnny Somali has been begging, pleading for help to get back to the U.S. He even tried to compare himself to Andrew Tate and Tristan Tate, pointing out how they were under travel bans in Romania, yet somehow made their way back to America. But here's the difference. Johnny Somali used his American status as a shield while causing chaos, disrespecting laws and dragging America's name into controversy. Did he really think U.S. officials wouldn't notice that he could wave his passport around forever and get away with anything? Not anymore. Officials are now openly talking about refusing his citizenship, something that rarely happens to anyone born as a legitimate American. But Johnny Somali played the system so dirty that he may have pushed the State Department to the edge. And now, the man who flaunted his U.S. identity for clout might actually lose the very citizenship he thought made him untouchable. There are now multiple reasons piling up for why Johnny Somali could actually lose his American citizenship. And the list just keeps getting messier.
Is that a problem? Blame Bill Clinton for Johnny Somali. Is there a problem with me saying that?
Is there a problem when you say that? If Bill Clinton never let my refugee starve with mommy and daddy, no Johnny Somali. Y'all can blame Bill Clinton.
Authorities are pointing to his repeated run-ins with South Korean police, where he loudly declared, "I'm American," as if that gave him a free pass. Instead of protecting him, those moments have now become evidence that he used his U.S. identity as a weapon while committing crimes abroad. And when American investigators review those incidents, it could slam the door shut on his chance of ever coming back home, even leading to outright rejection of his U.S. citizenship. But that's not the only issue. Under Korean law, foreigners are strictly banned from joining political protests. And yet Johnny Somali couldn't resist throwing himself into the mix. By ignoring those rules and believing his U.S. passport made him untouchable, he might have crossed a line that turns reckless behavior into something much darker. Legal experts say extreme cases of disloyalty or acts that damage U.S. foreign relations can, in theory, trigger a rare review of citizenship. And Johnny's behavior abroad is starting to look exactly like that. It gets worse. A whole pattern of reckless, humiliating behavior internationally could be framed as conduct unbecoming of a U.S. citizen. Even Johnny's family background is foggy, with conflicting stories about who actually influenced his path and how he even got to America in the first place. The American embassy is said to be quietly questioning whether his citizenship status was ever fully clear. And then there's the wildest part. Johnny himself once claimed he was smuggled into America by his father and mother.
More pissed than anybody else on the internet. I'm telling you that right now. They're like, my dad's like, why the are you going to Japan and with these people? Why are you going to Korea and with these people?
And he even blamed former President Bill Clinton for how it all went down. Yes, he actually said that. This isn't even about whether Johnny Somali leans Republican or Democrat, because when you start provoking a former U.S. president, that crosses into a whole different level of disrespect legally. This could be a massive strike against him. Experts are saying that when American authorities dig into his case, they technically have the power to strip away his citizenship at any moment. That's how serious this is getting. And let's not forget the family drama. Johnny Somali's own father and mother have reportedly cut him off completely, refusing to speak to him or defend him in any way. For someone already branded a convicted criminal abroad, this makes things even worse. If even his own bloodline doesn't want him back in America, why would U.S. officials step in to save him? That's the chilling question right now.
I banned refugees from Syria. I banned refugees from Somalia. Very dangerous places. And from all of the most dangerous places all over the world, I banned them. I said, I'm sorry. And in my second term, we're going to expand each and every one of those bans because we have no choice.
Authorities will absolutely weigh that. They'll ask, is this man, with his rap sheet and global notoriety, even worthy of being allowed back on U.S. soil? And when the answer from his own family is no, the case against him looks stronger than ever. But here's where it gets even more explosive. Donald Trump's old comments about Somali immigrants are suddenly resurfacing and going viral again. People are connecting those remarks to Johnny's situation, saying the system was never going to give him a safety net in the first place. And the shocking part, Johnny Somali himself has admitted he isn't even who people think he is. Johnny Somali isn't even Somali at all. His actual name is Johnny Somali. Imagine the fallout if Donald Trump or his team zero in on that detail. They wouldn't be rushing to defend him. They'd probably declare he's not one of us and wash their hands of him completely. That possibility is now being whispered everywhere, and it's starting to sound less like speculation and more like a real outcome. Officials are already on high alert. U.S. authorities have made it clear they're tired of streamers dragging America's name through the mud with reckless antics overseas. If they had cracked down sooner, maybe guys like Johnny Somali wouldn't have been able to embarrass the U.S. in South Korea, humiliate American diplomacy, and stain America's reputation across Asia. But now the damage is done, and Johnny's case is front and center. Look at the pile stacked against him. Multiple violations of South Korean law, blatant disrespect of police, shamelessly waving around his American passport, even using his citizenship in ways that scream criminal intent. Add to that the humiliation of being rejected by his own family, and it paints a brutal picture. American authorities aren't just aware of his behavior. They're actively debating whether he deserves to be recognized as a citizen at all. And here's the chilling reality. Returning to America may no longer be an option for him. Citizenship is supposed to be sacred, but when someone abuses it, mocks the system, and trashes America's global reputation, the consequences can be deadly serious. With his name splashed across headlines, with political voices and immigration officials weighing in, the question now feels unavoidable. Can Johnny Somali really keep his U.S. citizenship, or is it slipping away forever, leaving him stranded with nowhere to run? Let me know what you think in the comments.